If you're thinking of starting a company or you've already started your company, maybe you should avoid this particular communication strategy. Now, I've been following the Minimal Phone project since April of last year, and there's been a lot of ups and downs, but one thing that's been quite consistent is their communication, or lack thereof, or where they're communicating. Now, I've tried to remain neutral on this subject by giving both sides a bit of grace, but I think I've reached my limit and my patience has run out. There has been some updates regarding the Minimal Phone going through production, and some packaging details and dates on when the packaging and the production will be completed, which is a little bit fuzzy. And in order to collect all of this information, there hasn't been one concise location. Coming to the base of the project altogether, I understand that it's a startup. I understand that the founders are doing so much and not sleeping, and there's a lot of communication on that aspect. But the communication coming from the company face itself, or the company communication, has been lacking, and I'm really confused. In fact, I've gone on quite a scavenger hunt to try to scrape up the information that I have for this particular video, and this should never be the case for a company. If you're a company and you're starting out, you should have a clear communication outlet for most of the main communication regarding your product. Whether it be one specific social media platform, your website, a blog, or even an email newsletter, these are excellent ways to communicate to your backers or people who have signed up and are interested in backing your product. Now, I've experienced an array of different styles of communication, especially when it comes to minimalist phones or digital minimalist devices. Honestly, I'm really tired of having to jump around different social media platforms, different accounts, and honestly, going to the page itself or even their website, the lack of communication. From what I can gather, we have a live video that was posted by one of the founders, of course, of the Minimal Phone on their personal YouTube page, which I wasn't following, of course, because nothing had been posted there before. But I had saw this particular communication shared through Instagram, and of course was flagged by some of you that they had also posted this on Twitter, or X, as some of you might like to call it. Now, this lack of transparency or consistency regarding the product is super confusing, and I can't imagine if I was backing this product how I would feel. We get a key of how some people are feeling directly on the Indiegogo page, where a lot of people have backed this project. And reading through some of the discussions and the comments is heartbreaking. People just want some more clarification, even a simple apology for the delays. And the fact that these individuals and backers of this product who have put their hard-earned money behind the project aren't getting this clarification on one direct channel of communication is super frustrating, and frankly, I'm a bit fed up with it all. It's interesting, of course, seeing some videos of the production. We even got a picture of what the packaging will look like for the product, and all of that is fantastic, but we're still waiting for the full demo of the project as well. I know there's a lot of fence sitters on this particular device because it is unique. It is something that people want to buy. There's a keyboard, it's an e-ink display, and it's promoting a minimalism lifestyle, which I have a hard time getting behind because it does have the full Play Store, it does have e-ink, which in theory is supposed to make you spend less time. But as somebody who is an addict, I can confirm that there is no definitive clarification on this. And yeah, I'm still waiting for a full demo of the device itself. Every demo that I've seen has been difficult to see as somebody who's visually impaired. The fonts are too small. The display of the text is not really clear, and the conditions of which the demo are being explained, there's no explanation. So there's a lot of ifs in the air, and the communication is just lacking and not there. Now, another thing that's bothering me about the communication is the advertisements. For example, I had to rejoin Instagram in order to follow up on this project a bit more closely and to see what they were sharing. And one thing I noticed when I joined Instagram is that I get a lot of advertisements. Of course, that's Instagram and that's what makes you angry. But I have been getting targeted advertisements for all the devices that I generally follow, such as the Mudita Compact and of course the Minimal phone. But one thing I've noticed about the Minimal phone is that I get the same advertisement for Black Friday deals. 20% off on Black Friday. Last time I checked, Black Friday was a few months ago, even last year now. So am I getting Black Friday deals for 2025? Or maybe the ad should be changed, updated? I don't know. It's just a bit bizarre to get a targeted ad for a date and an event that happened a long time ago. Another part of the communication strategy is who is communicating regarding the company, and are you building a personal brand or a company? Now, I say this because every time I go onto a specific social media platform, Twitter or X, you will see that the Minimal phone company is retweeting directly from the founder. Now, this isn't a big deal. A lot of companies retweet from the founders or people within the company, and that's not a big deal. But if every tweet coming out of your company is a retweet from a founder, that for me is a red flag as far as branding is concerned. The company should be promoting its product, information regarding the product directly. This shouldn't be coming just from founders and retweets. For me, this shows as a red flag of you're building your personal brand over your company brand, and this gives a bad image overall of your company. This is not something you want to promote, and this is not a way to communicate your products. Could you imagine any other brand out there, for example, even the big tech brands, if every tweet or every communication from Apple was just Tim Cook retweeting himself? That's strange, and that's a super weird way, especially for a new company, to communicate their product. There's nothing wrong, again, with retweeting here or there, especially your personal travels or things like that, to give some more additional information on top of the important information you're putting out as a company. I'm sorry that this video may sound like a rant. This may sound like I'm not supporting the Minimal phone company. I'm really happy that the product is going forward. It's going through production. The dates are a bit blurry, and honestly, I won't believe it until I see it in the hands of the users and I see a full review from somebody or get feedback from people on how the device is performing. As the communications is quite a disaster, I really hope that the people backing the product have a lot more information than me, because I'm just frustrated from an outsider's perspective, or even somebody who can be considered a fence sitter, because this device is super fascinating and could be something really great. But with all the communications here, there, all over the place, unexpected, unannounced, it's really hard to put all this information together in one concise location and really understand what's going on. So yes, I'm a bit frustrated. Yes, this whole project has really set me for a loop. And at this point, I'm kind of fed up with it all. And I'm just going to sit back and wait till people have their devices and I see a full feedback, review, and other people commenting about the actual device. One thing I'm really worried about is if the device is released, people have the device, but we don't have any follow through on the product development. Now, having a device that is new to the market, there are going to be some kinks and some bugs, and people will be expecting software updates. And if there are any hardware problems, that those devices will be resolved as smoothly and as quickly as possible. But that information needs to be communicated through one clear outlet, whether again, that be a newsletter, one social media platform, one account, something very clear where people can go to. Because obviously right now it's a bit all over the place and it shouldn't be a scavenger hunt to find any information regarding the product itself. What do you think about this project, especially for those of you backing the project? I would like to hear any additional information that you may know, because the rest of us are kind of all over the place at this moment. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.